We are joined live by Nicola Smith, who is a South Asia correspondent at Telegraph, and she is joining us from Taipei in Taiwan. Nicola, welcome to WION. And we just detailed the measures taken by Taiwan to contain the spread of this virus, and they are really commendable. Explain in detail what's the current situation on the ground in Taiwan, despite it being in such close proximity to China, which is the epicenter of this global pandemic now.
Well, you summarized the measures that Taiwan has taken very well. It has been ahead of the game on this virus. I think today we heard about a 50th case, which the Center for Disease Control believes is linked to America. It was an American man living in central Taiwan, and they believe that he was infected by people who had visited from America. So obviously, even though the island has done very well, it's still being very vigilant about a resurgence in cases from different parts of the world. So that's the next step that they have to be very careful about. It has, to this point, controlled the disease well by monitoring flights, as you said, and also by enforcing strict quarantine measures.
Another thing that China has been mentioning recently, I ask you because Taiwan has been covering extensively about the outbreak in China. There were several reports published in Taiwan as well on the real scale of the outbreak in China. However, the Chinese government has denied it consistently. China now is trying to accuse the United States for spreading the Wuhan virus, or the COVID-19 in Wuhan. A Chinese foreign ministry official came out and gave a statement. In fact, he put it on his social media that the US Army may be behind the spread of the virus in Wuhan. Has Chinese government given any sort of evidence for this claim?
No, they haven't. I mean, I don't think anyone's taking that claim credible. But it is interesting to see how China is now going on the offensive in terms of PR and trying to spin its own narrative on how this disease started, and kind of really trying to deflect the blame from itself. I think really we just need to keep a sane head about this. And a lot of the figures and facts are still unknown. It's a still rapidly developing situation in terms of how many were actually infected in China or, in fact, anywhere else. I mean, I think even if you look at Western countries, if you look at the US, we don't have any idea how many people have been infected. I think the clearest picture we have really is from South Korea, which has gone in very hard on testing and aggressive measures to curb the virus. And we have quite a clear picture from them. But even then, I think we have to be careful about jumping to conclusions too quickly on this story, because we just don't know all of the facts to hand yet.
Right. One final question, Nicola. China has repeatedly kept Taiwan out of the World Health Organization meetings, but Taiwan today is setting an example for the world to follow on how to beat this virus.
That's correct. And one of the reasons why Taiwan has done such a good job is because it learned a hard lesson during the SARS epidemic in 2003, when senior Taiwanese officials claimed that the WHO and China delayed assistance to Taiwan. So Taiwan became very self-sufficient and put its own epidemic procedures in place. They're very robust, and we're now seeing the fruits of that. However, it's a real shame that the world doesn't have the same opportunity to share what Taiwan has learned, because Taiwan is blocked from the WHO and from other UN meetings because of China's objections, as you've noted. And really, Taiwan needs international friends at this point. It can't fight that battle alone. It needs international allies to stand up and say that it should be included, that Taiwan does have a lot of valuable information and assistance that it can offer, and that it's really pointless and counterproductive to exclude it from bodies, especially when it's about public safety. As we've seen, a virus knows no borders. It knows no nationality, and really it's very counterproductive to exclude Taiwan from a global health body.
Nicola Smith, thank you so much for joining us from Taipei and giving us all the updates on how Taiwan has managed to beat this virus.